lecture notes I've uploaded. Okay, so the chapter one is actually the first chapter one is basically on you how the data analyst job scope and the job opportunities inside the database system especially. Okay, if you know today this current world database, the data is everything because of data is the fuel for the artificial intelligence. Okay, without data there's no AI and so on. Okay, so if you want in this today's world, if you want to use AI for your industry, for your organization, or you develop anything related to the software, to your educational material and everything, you need the AI inside there, because AI roles and responsibility is growing compared to the last few months. Okay, when we see last few months, the AI is still growing, but after the more competition come in, for example, like DeepSeek from China, Groks from the US, the competition is become the highly anticipated. So to use the AI, to develop the AI, the country's progression in the race, the data is everything. So when the data is everything, the job scope for the data, especially for the database analyst, data analyst, data scientist, or database developer, even Gen AI developer or Gen AI analyst become a huge demandable job scope current industry. So you are in a second semester, some are the semester 6 and everything. So you have another 2 months. Sorry, you have another 2 years or another less than 1 year to be graduated. So when you are graduated and face the industry, the main person who are there inside the industry is not the organization itself, is the AI. Okay, if you don't know AI, if you don't know anything about the AI, it can be any interview you want to go, from the SPP interview to the industry interview until the organization interview. If you don't know AI, if you don't know about the database, anything, don't know anything about the data, highly possible you are going to fail the interview. Okay. So make it this class as a fundamental knowledge to explore more about the complex thing about the database and everything. Okay. So this first few lecture notes is covered about the database and everything, how the industry go on, and how the database salary is based on the US law. So if you see in the current market, in the job street, on the LinkedIn and everything, I saw the around, it's based on the experience also. But I see the fresh graduate also are earning more than 4,000 per month. Okay, especially in the AI and the database industry. Okay. So depends on the career path you are choosing. Okay. So these are basically about the career paths of the. Okay. So of course we have a SQL course, and you will build the SQL learning basic programming language in this class. Apart from that, I will suggest about few practices you have to go through so that you have enough skill to learn your final year project or your uh, innovative project later in your industry or the organization. Okay. Okay, let's move on our main part of today's class. Okay, in today's lesson, we will be cover between the data, what is data and what is the information, and provide the example of each and describe of how data becomes information. Okay, so first of all, we all know what is data and information, and people always confuse with data is same as the information. It is actually two different parts. Data and the information are the two different parts. Okay. So, what is data? Data is the raw and unprocessed material. For example, your name, your age, your address. Okay, these are the data. Is a raw material, unprocessed material. Whereas information is about the knowledge, intelligence, and particular piece of data with a special meaning or function. For example, your name is meaningless until it has been put inside the database of the Shopee. When it become a when your name become a customer name inside the Shopee, it become a valuable information for the Shopee organization. So that's the between the difference between the data and the information. Data can be anything raw data. Your can be your name, age, and everything. Information is something processed and give a meaningful term to your data. For example, if you see the next slide, okay, okay. If you see here, data in 1997, 1998, there's a huge of money here. Okay, so until data is raw and everything, it is a meaningless. When it came to the database and process and come out with the information, for example, next year budget, then this information is the meaningful information. Okay, so that's why we need the base here. Okay, nama pun pangkalan data. Okay, so we need a database so that everyone in the organization can look into the same information. Okay, so that can retrieve a meaningful information from the database. So that's the main function of database we have. Okay, so that everyone can collaborate. So please remember, inside the database still will be the raw data. Inside the database must put the data, not the information. Okay, if you put information inside the database is no longer the database. It is known as a knowledge base or the info based system. Okay, yes, if you ask me, it is possible, cursor, to be create the knowledge base, info base. Yes, it is possible. Actually, this knowledge base, information base is used for the AI. Okay, so AI train the data inside the from the database, and the trained data will be stored as the knowledge base to be retrieved as the information to the user. For example, I give you for example, uh, how the AI works is, for example, we take Malaysia's budget. Okay, Malaysia's budget puts inside the database of AI. Okay, user prompt the information, for example, list down the Malaysia 2025 budget. So what the AI do is, it never goes to the database because the trained data is already assigned into the knowledge base that the Malaysia, when the user asks Malaysia or budget or 2005, you must retrieve this kind of information. Okay, so what the after the user from the input, it will go to the knowledge base and ask all the prompts related to the Malaysia budget, and then prompt whatever the information inside the knowledge base to the user. That's why sometimes the prompt you're asking is not accurate throughout the AI. For example, when you use the generative AI like ChatGPT and so on. Okay, so sometimes it is accurate, sometimes it is not accurate. So when you give the feedback, it is not accurate, then it will be trained again the data and give you the more improved version. So this is how the knowledge base database is overall flow. But in our class, we will only see how the database is actually works. Okay, For example, they give a example here. A student receive a number of, so for example, you put a number of score of students inside the database, but the information is valuable when you calculate the class averages. For example, when you put all the students score inside the database and then you calculate, do addition and division and come out with the average of the student marks, then that information is valuable to see the class progression or overall school progression over the years. Okay, so this is how the data and information works. Okay, please remember this one. Okay, we move on to the next slide. Okay, same thing. Okay, what is database? Database, as I said, is a centralized and structured set of data stored on a computer system. Please remember this one. If there's a no centralized structure and no data is stored, and this is not considered at the database. For example, okay, I give you example. Your Excel file is not a database until it is connected to the what? Connected to the server or connected to related you are shared to anybody. Then it become a centralized database. Okay. So must be centralized. Okay. Centralized means everyone can collaborate into the database, can see the same information of data throughout the process. Okay. Must be a centralized structured set of data and must be stored on a computer system. Okay. Computer system is everything. It can be a server, it can be a local host, can be anything. Okay. Next, it provides the facilities for retrieving, adding, modify, and deleting the data. The database must have these function. Okay. In simple terms of the computer, we call as a CRUD operation. Okay. CRUD operation. Create, read, update, delete. Okay. If the database cannot do these four things, then it doesn't can call be as a database. Okay, must do the database can able to create, can delete, can update, and can read the database. Okay, it also provides the facilities for transforming retrieved data into a useful information. For example, you prompt the scores. I must have, for example, you input the student score. I must have the capacity on how to retrieve the average score from the database. It is not you retrieve the data from the database and do the calculation inside the manual things. Okay, it must have the facilities to retrieve the information, useful information from the database. A database is usually managed by a database administrator. So whenever you find the job scope inside as a data administrator in the job advertisement, then the database administrator job scope is mainly on manage the database. If you don't know the SQL language, if you don't know what is database, the fundamental knowledge, then you cannot move on the database admin job scope. Okay. Okay. So within most modern databases, you can store and retrieve a wide variety of data and documents. So inside your database, you can store images, videos, data. Okay. So you can store image, you can store video, you can store any raw data, including characters, letters, alphabet, text, and so on. Okay. So, as I said in the previous last week class, what is most important in database is the storage. Okay. So how well you manage the storage is how well the database health is preserved. Okay. Okay. What does the database have to do with my everyday life? Okay. More than you realize that everything around you is a database. From this Google Meet, from your mobile phone, from your oopsie ID, your cost program structure and everything so on. Without a so everything today's world, today digitalized world, everything from A to Z is inside the database. From your citizenship, from your bantuan, from the government and everything, your PDPTN loan and everything inside the database. Okay, there's no manual work in today's world to be kept in the manual recording. Okay, so if you had one job listed in the below, how might you use a database? Okay, I will go through one by one. I will ask one by one. Please search for one job, and then tell me how this job can be useful in the database usage. For example, okay, this example cannot be taken by other people. I give example. For example, mechanic. Okay, for example, mechanic can use a customer information like name, vehicle number, vehicle number, vehicle brand, and everything, so that he can generate a invoice for the customer. And it is very helpful when there is a database. For example, the mechanic can issue a invoice. And for your information, now we are moving to the e-invoice. Every business now moving to the e-invoice. E-invoice meaning to say that everything you pay, the shop must issue a e-invoice so that you can claim for your tax and everything so on. So when there is a database, the mechanic cannot have to do a manual work in issuing the invoice. Okay, so it is not limited to you to choose a taxi driver or landscaper. I want to you to choose beside from this, from the mechanic, taxi driver or landscaper. Landscaper is not a popular job in Malaysia, but in US or in the foreign countries, yes, it is a famous one. Okay, so your task is, I write in the chat box. Okay, your task is choose one profession or job. Explain to me how the database is useful for that particular profession or job. Okay, so I give 10 minutes. So 10:30 is now. Sorry, I give 10 minutes. 8:30 is now. So 8:40, I will go through one by one, each of you. Okay, see you in 10 minutes.
الله الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق. خلق الإنسان من علق. اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم. علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى أن رآه استغنى. إن إلى ربك الرجعى. أرأيت الذي ينهى عبدا إذا صلى. أرأيت إن كان على الهدى. إلا الله والله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق. خلق الإنسان من علق. اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم. علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى أن رآه استغنى. إن إلى ربك الرجعى. أرأيت الذي ينهى عبدا إذا صلى. أرأيت إن كان على الهدى.
Okay. Good job. Kamal Amir ada? Kamal Amir, kenapa lambat? Kelas pukul 8 ya. Lagi satu. Khairi Ishraf. Ada?
Ada sir.
Kenapa lambat?
Saya masuk tadi 70 lebih. Saya request.
Apa ni? Tadi
Saya
saya
re-
tanya tak ada pun.
Oh, tadi saya pergi tandas. Saya dah WhatsApp dengan member saya. Saya kata saya sakit perut.
Muhammad Fahimuddin. Dia tak ada. Samia. Okay. Nurul Aisyah.
Ada sir.
Ada. Baru masuk.
Saya masih 8.30.
Kelas pukul 8. Aisyah.
Tadi sebab line saya, sorry. Line saya sudah
Okay. 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 So I randomly ask. Nur Damia.
Saya, sir.
What's your answer?
Profession job, for example, police officer.
Okay, police officer. Then
For uses a crime database to track criminal records.
okay. So what kind of data is needed? Damia? Hilang. What kind of data needed? Report ID, report name, incident name, and so on. Britney?
Saya sir,
Profession apa?
untuk profession job saya memilih banker. So banker boleh menggunakan database untuk store customer punya account details macam nama, IC untuk data.
Okay.
Dan juga banker boleh store transaction history
Okay.
dan
Okay.
juga
Bagus.
thank you sir.
Aina Rushda.
Saya sir,
Profession apa?
saya memilih cikgu.
Aha.
Dia bantu untuk record student punya record macam attendance, grade dengan lesson plan.
Okay. Nice. Aziratul Azrin.
Saya sir,
Ah.
saya pilih hospital administrator yang mana dia menggunakan database untuk store nama pesakit, manage patient record, doctor schedule dengan billing information.
Okay. Nice. Muhammad Luqman. Again? Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, good. Trisha?
So the profession I choose is chef
Hmm.
to store and organize recipes. For example, like measurement of the ingredients, then preparation of the steps for cooking.
Oh, okay. For the chef itself. Okay. Irfan? Irfan Ideal.
Ya, sir.
Ah,
Uh, Profession yang saya pilih ialah librarian.
uh-huh.
Librarian guna database untuk manage book inventories, hmm, sama borrower records and digital archive.
Okay. Muhammad Ishraf?
Yes, sir.
Nah,
Profession yang saya pilih pegawai kerajaan yang bahagian immigration tu.
okay. Pegawai immigration.
So dekat situ dia akan simpan nama, ID, nombor phone, alamat
Passport number.
pekerjaan.
Okay.
Okay.
Next, Nurul Azlin.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Saya pilih accountant
Okay.
untuk store dokumen sebab dia mengekalkan rekod aset, liability, untung rugi atau aktiviti kewangan lain dalam organisasi.
Okay. Good. Okay. Okay. So overall, you all understand lah what are the job scope and that how the particular job scope are manage the database. Okay. So for example, here, if you ever return an item to a store without a receipt, so that's why the database is very important. For example, you buy something and then suddenly you lost a receipt. What happened? Because the store cannot identify what time you bought the item or what the item you bought. Is it you buy that particular store or which branch of the store and everything for the return experience. Okay. So when we have a centralized database, you don't need, even though your receipt is missing or lost, also you can return the item based on the customers database they are managed by. Okay. So that's why the database is very important. Okay. So again, I repeat, today class we see what is data, what is database, what is information. Okay, data is a data is a raw particular information. The data is a data until it become useful, then it become a information, and the data is stored inside the database and the information retrieved from the database. Okay. So please remember, data is a raw details of anything. Okay, so that's our first subtopic. Okay, move on. Okay, so next we want to learn about the history. Okay, people say like histories will what? Histories will repeats. Okay, okay. So we will see how the database evolved from one era to another era. Okay. Although we are in the digital era, what we what we are digitalized is the traditional era of previous. For example, we are right inside the book previously. The same thing we are using the pencil and the tab to write the notes. Okay, the basic concept is there, but the time is evolves and the digitalize is takes place. So what is the future will be? Maybe the what when we speak, the computer will generate text for you to record. Even today also they have. Okay. Okay. So starting from 1960s, computer become a cost effective for the private companies and the storage capacity increases. So you must understand that when the computers work or computers roles increases, the storage also increases to maintain the competitiveness to support the computers level. Okay, because when the computer process is moving faster, then the data must be stored and retrieved from the database must be the also increase. That's why last 5 years we use basic RAM of 4 GB for laptop. Now if you use the 4 GB of laptop, your laptop most probably will be hang. So minimum you must use for the laptops random access memory RAM is what? How many GB? It's a 8 GB and above. Because the what we call the everyday tasks become very important, very huge, and must be processed at the high speed. To process at the high speed, we must have the high speed memory. Okay, when you need a high speed memory, you must have the high speed storage and high speed capacity of the storage. For example, 5 years back, we don't have a 2 TB, 3, even 10 TB also doesn't exist. But we are moving to the terabyte storage from now on. Okay, so because we want to store a lot of information inside the computers or your mobile phones. Okay, so 1970s that proposes the relation model for the database. So starting from 1970, when the database increases, they want to propose a model for the database. Okay, why we need the model for database? So that we can maintain the database in the efficient manner. Okay, one is efficient manner, second one is we want to manage the database systematically. For example, as my previous class I said that if you doesn't manage the database effectively, you will have a lot of errors. For example, you will face few blank rows, few blank columns in your database. Then it takes a lot of memories to process the database. Okay, so that's why in 1970s they come out with the relation model. In 1970s, the relationship model is the basic one. So until today, we use the relation model, but we use the enhanced version of the relation model. So they give a name of entity relationship model, which is enhanced by the P. Chan in the 1976 for the database design. Okay, 1980s where the Oracle comes in with the database system start to appear at the beginning of 1980s. Okay, then in the mid of the 1980s, there is a programming language to manage the database called as a structured query language, which is SQL. Okay, the name itself is a structured query language. Query means you must query something inside database, then only you can the result. Okay, it is not something came from the sky. Okay, or something like a chat GPT. No, you must be query. It is not prompt. You must query from the database. Okay, then only it gives the correct information. And the database must be a structured manner. What is by structured manner means it must have the proper table, must have a proper name, must have a proper rows and columns. Okay, without a proper column, row, proper name, useful name, that is not called as a structured database. Okay, and industry shakeout begins with the fewer surviving companies. Oracle survives 1990s. Okay, then 1990s, what happened? The most revolution, the most fascinating of a human invention came in. That is www. Internet came in. Okay, the internet came in is the new era for the whole humankind. Okay, okay. So I don't know. You are born in 1990s. So when you are born in 1990s, you will see the boom of the internet. Okay, now you are in 20s. Okay, we are moving towards the 30s lah. Okay, we are moving to the 30s. You are in the era of the AI. Okay, please remember, this is the very important era for the human mankind. Why I say this is a very important humankind? In 1990s, what happened is how the internet impacts everybody, everyone in the world. That is how the AI impact this year. Why particularly this year is many of the countries are rushing towards AI in this year, 2025. Okay, when we are talking today in this class, there is outside the world who are chasing the AI. Okay, you must understand, we have internet era previously. Okay, this time is AI. So when AI come in, you must update yourself with the internet plus AI. What is going to happen after this is we are moving to the AGI. Okay, what is AGI? Is artificial general intelligence. Okay, what is artificial general intelligence is, this one is for your knowledge lah. This one is not inside your lecture notes. This one is for your knowledge. You must understand what is happening in outside the world so that you can prepare and graduate it, and you must have the proper skills to manage and encounter the outside world. Why I'm saying is that many of the graduate are unemployed when they are facing after the graduation. Why they are unemployed? Because they are not fit into the corporate policy or organization, because it is not experience, but they are not looking, when they are looking at your skills, you are not qualified or fit what the organization or company needs, because they are need something is more valuable, you can add it to them. You must understand, this is not a social world outside this university. Outside this university is a very mad world. They call as a mad world. Everybody is chasing towards the economy. Okay, when a company hire you, when the organization hire you because of something valuable you can come out with or can contribute to the company or particular organization, they are not going to hire anybody who are going to come in, clock out without contribute anything to their organization. Okay, when you are higher, so that's why many of the graduates are unemployed. Okay, you must equip with a particular specific skill so that they can understand, they can agree with you to be employed with their organization or company. Okay, so in order to equip with a particular skill, you must be encounter this AI. So okay, back to the previous thing. We are moving to the AGI. What is AGI? Is artificial general intelligence. Okay, when we saw the movie like Terminator, Avengers. Okay, if there's a Marvel fan lah. Okay, I'm a big fan of Marvel. Okay, so if you see the Iron Man or Avengers things, they have artificial intelligence. They call as a Jarvis, Friday, and everything, right? Okay, so they are can think by their self. So that's the part we are moving on. Okay, AGI is the next era of the world. Okay, so the AI, it is not particularly do your job like generating images, generating text, answering your quiz or assignment, things and so on. They will think and give you a more enhanced version. Let's imagine that a computer can think and give you an enhanced version. Of course, the corporate companies or the organization will think that why I want to hire a new employee since the AI can do for me everything what I need. Okay, this is where the job opportunities will be lower, will be higher, and everything lah. Okay, you must understand when that there is a less job opportunities arise, at the same time a new job opportunities will be arise. But when the graduates from the university cannot cope the new job opportunities, that where all the problems came in and end up with the unemployment. Okay, you must understand the whole economic of the countries is depends on the employment of the citizen. Okay, that's why we have the federal rate. When you see the US world outside there, they will always keep come out with the employment rates, because where the employment rates came in, where the government will be prepared for their budget, especially for the federal rates. Okay, okay, so these are the terms you will realize after you graduate, because when you graduate you have a more responsibility. Okay, you will be earn more, you will have to take care of your parents, your family itself, your kids, and so on. So these are the terms you must be understand and must be realized after this. Okay, so so for that challenges you must be prepare slowly lah from now onwards, because you are going soon going to graduate. You must understand that this 4 years is not a very long period. Okay, it's not very long period, it's a very short term. Blink of eye, the 4 years will be gone, and after you graduate, don't be regret you don't learn anything inside the university. Please invest yourself when you are in the university. If you want to do a business, you want to do create jobs, you want to develop skills, do it today. This is the right time, this is the right age. You can fall, you can fall, uh, you can lose, you can fall, you can do anything, but you can recover fast as you can, because you are in the university world. You don't have any pressure from the outside. Okay, whatever you want to do it now for a future success. You want to try a you want to try a new business, you want to try a new skills, try today. This is the right time, this is the right age. Okay, don't regret after you graduate. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, so we are going to move towards the AGI. Okay, at the same time, to achieve the AGI, you need a quantum computing. So this is the new era. So this is where the lecturers are moving. We are lecturers are moving towards. Okay, from the AGI, quantum computing. Okay, so that for us like us, we are not looking at the AI. Even though I am a AI background and everything, I'm not looking at AI now, because AI is outdated for me. Okay, even though Malaysia are moving towards the AI, we are looking at the more advanced AI. We are looking at the AGI, quantum computing, because to process the AGI, we need a quantum computing. Okay, so that's a new branch. That is a very complicated and new branch. Okay, if you want to pursue a higher education, 10 years, that will be a job scope for the AGI and the quantum computing. Okay, back to the database. Everything I said, from the internet to the AGI to the quantum computing, what is processing is basically the data. When we call as the data, of course, we need a database. Okay, so to get the data, who we need the data is from the public people. That's why from the chat GPT, whatever the new AI, they give a free version to collect data from you, to train the data and give a useful information for the users. Okay, the free plan is to collect the data from the users. After they collect and train, and the data the AI engine become a clever, become intelligent, and then they will be issued a new pricing scheme for the customer. Okay, so there's a no free in this world. Please understand. Okay, okay. So let's we move on data modeling. So how this data modeling is actually works. Okay, see the slide here. You must understand this, because these are the database development process. Why this is important is, for the AC10 students, as I said, you have to prepare 3 documents for your final year project. One is SRS, one SDD, and ST. For the STD, there is a particular chapter or subtopic is based on your database design. Okay, the database development life cycle must have three fundamental things, which is analyze, design, and build. Whatever database you take, you must first need to analyze. Actually, you must first to collect the requirement. From the collect requirement, you need to analyze, you must design, and must come out with the database. It is not you collect the requirement and straight away go to build the database. It is a wrong thought process. Okay, don't write in your chapter or anybody asks how you build the database. I just collect the data and build the database. No, you must analyze, you must design, you must build, then only you have a proper database. Okay, so for example, for any particular organization or company or anything you want to create, you want to build a database. Okay, first thing what you must is to must together the all the business information requirements. Okay, what database you want to build, who are the stakeholders, what are the stakeholders want, what are the end users want, okay, what is your final goal, everything must be listed out in the business information requirement. Apart from this, what must have is the first important thing must have the budget, how much you want to invest for your database, how much storage you want to in the database, then only you go to the analyst part. Okay, this called as a conceptual data modeling. This is not a final version, this is why we do a brainstorming. Okay, so here will we draw the entity relationship diagram. Okay, after this we will learn how to draw a entity relationship diagram. Okay, okay, maybe I can show you a mm, which diagram I can choose. Okay, okay. Okay, see here. So these are the example of entity relationship diagram. Okay, if you see here, this is how you will draw after this in the database class. Okay, if you see here, this is the each table in the structured database. Okay, so these are the table name. Table name must be right in the top of the table. Okay, so these are the primary key. Okay, we will learn about what is the primary key, what is a foreign key, what is nulls, what is unique, what is, and everything will be learned after this. Okay, so these are the column name. Okay, must have the column, and every row is the data. Okay, for example, in the column of name, each row will be the data name. Okay, for example, the data you collected from your customer or anything lah. So each row is the data. Okay, so this one is the publisher column. Okay, this is, I think this is the library database. We have author, publisher, customer, shopping basket. Oh, so sorry, this one is a bookshop. We have a shopping basket, and so this is a simple bookshop database. Okay, so this is called as the ERD diagram. If you see here, these are the relationship. This one is a one to many. Okay, we have a few relationship. We have one to one, we have one to many, and we have a many to many. Okay, so we will see after the class. So this is the data type. We have a lot of data type. We have a varchar. If you see here, we have integer. We have numeric. Uh, we have a char. We have a char. We have a text. We have a blob and everything. So okay, so these few are the data type. Okay, so back to our lecture note. Okay. 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 So this is where you create. Sorry. Okay. So this is where you do the entity relationship diagram. Okay. After you create the relationship diagram, then only you design the database. Okay. For example, what is the table definition? Okay. Why we need this table? Okay. This table must have how many primary key? How many foreign key? Okay. Is it need to enhance this table or not? How the cluster look? For example, you have one database. For example, we see like the bookshop database, right? Let's say they want to connect with another database called a customer database. How they want to connect with this one? What are the foreign keys we must involve? Okay, how to connect this to that database? This is where the database design key. Okay, then only you build a database. So to build a database, you need a SQL or you need a database tool to build a database. Then only finally you have a operational database. Okay, when you are going to the company, right, they will always have a two system. One is they call as a production system, one is a testing environment. There's a two environment. One is a production environment, one is a testing environment. Okay, so we call as operation database, and we have an operation database means the database can retrieve, can input, can delete and everything, but it is not a final version. Okay, you must test the database. Is it the data have can be retrieved, can be do anything? Then only you can do what you can implement in the real world. It is not you create today database, today you can launch. No. Okay, it must undergo a few testing. Okay, this database testing you must include in your software testing document for the AC testing. Okay. Okay. For the IT majoring student, you must understand. These 4 years is not 1 year you learn something new, second year you learn something new, third year you something learn new, fourth year you learn something new, then you in your final year you must do something new. No, these 4 years is a continuous study. It means that whatever you learn semester one, you will implement in semester two and learn new things, and implement in semester three, learn new things, and semester four, year four, learn new things, implement the previous knowledge. You must have the knowledge. This is a continuous learning. Okay, that's why I will in my class usually I connect the dots. What you learned previously, what you will learn you will learn in the following class, so that you will have the knowledge to connect the dots and come out with the useful final year project. Okay, in this university you must learn how to connect the dots from one course to another course so that you can implement. Okay, when you further your studies, for example, you want to further your studies in your masters, your PhD and so on, this is how you connect the dots. Whatever you learn in degree, you will be implement in the masters and PhD. Okay, but you will learn more deeply and more specifically. Okay, if you learn database, it's a very general one. Is in today's course we learn as a fundamental knowledge. When you do a masters, you also will the database, you will learn also database, but in a very deeper manner. For example, you will learn specifically more about the AI database, how to do a data mining, how to do a data lake. Database is a very huge thing. Okay, you have a data mining. For example, one of the famous application of data mining is what? What is the famous application for the data mining? Uh, One is the cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies is a database. It's a blockchain. Okay, it's a blockchain. Blockchain is the new era of the database. Okay, this all will learn your if you further your studies lah. Okay, so back to business. Okay, so as I explained, the database development process. So how the database data modeling begins by researching the information and requirement. Okay, from here we analyze the information and we design and then build the database. Okay, so please remember what is called as a database development process. Okay, after you learn everything, then you don't know what is this topic. So this is called as a database development process. How many database development process is? Analyze, design, build. Okay, remember that one. Okay, this all I explained. Okay, so these are the entity relationship diagram. For example, this is the employee first name and name, and we have a few departments in the company or organization. Okay, so how it is assigned and who is responsible to, who is managed by. For example, we have a lot of department inside the company. We have HR department, we have production department, we have what we call as what are the famous department, procurement department, marketing department, and so on. Okay, so the how we want to manage and how we want to link to the various department and who are managed and who can see the database. Okay, every level have departments have every level of permission, who can see this, who can see that. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so that's about the database process. Okay, these are the example of the SQL programming language. Okay, so this is how you will be write after this. Okay, how to write it. We see here, these are the syntax of the SQL. Create table of departments. It means, right, you giving okay, so these are the query language. Okay, so create table is the syntax, you must be memorized lah some of the syntax. Okay, so create table. Okay, what is the name of the table is the department table. So inside the department table, how many columns must have three columns: department number, name, and LOC. LOC is the location lah, department location. So what's the department number should be in a number data type. Okay, cannot be a varchar. Varchar is the inside the varchar means you can store number, can store character, can store alphabet, can store letter, you can store anything. So how many numbers must be stored? Must be stored in a 5-digit number. Cannot be more than 5-digit number. Any constraint must have a constraint. What is constraint is department number is the primary key. So PK is the primary key. Okay. So primary key means this department number must be a unique number for each data. Okay. So we have a number name. So name cannot be not null. Not null means must be mandatorily. It is not mandatorily fill up. So this called as a not null. So location also not mandatorily fill up. Okay. So this is how you write the SQL programming. Okay. We will learn slowly one by one. No worries. Okay. So where we learn this, we will implement this process is when build the database. Okay, so these are the few statements lah. For example, you want to insert the data, you can use the insert syntax. If you want to select the data, use the select data. You want to update, use update. This SQL language is a very easy language. You can learn in one day also you can learn because it is straightforward. Okay, you want to insert data, use the insert. You want to select data, use select. You want to update data, use update. You want to delete data, use the delete syntax. Okay, straightforward. It's just you must remember few things lah. It must be end with semicolon. Always remember. Okay, must have semicolon inside it. And you will implement any syntax in the SQL must be end with the semicolon. Okay, and then you must know how to open and close the bracket and everything. Okay, it is not we call as not indent structured data. Okay, okay. So next we will learn some terminology in the database, especially in the SQL. Okay, we will learn what is data type, what is data type, what is foreign key, what is nulls, what is primary key, what is table insert chart, and unique. Okay, we will learn after this. I'll give 5 minutes break. Take a 5 minute break, then we will be learn about the what others those terminologies means. Okay, I'll see you again 9:25. Okay, class. Okay, let me move to the next topic. Okay, this database can, okay, this is we learn as a basic fundamental thing. The students from FSM in your faculty, when you do your masters, they call as a master in data science. It's actually it's a basic things what you are learning this course lah. Okay, because this IT is a multidisciplinary branch. You must understand. When you are inside the IT, you must actually have a freedom to go any branch of the other domain. For example, in IT, you can go to the maths or science. They call as a data science or the data science. Okay, so everything you want to process in the manner, for example, this database is involving so many things like statistics, analysis, and everything. That's why they put the data science not inside the FKMT faculty, FKMT lah. I mean meta faculty. They put inside the FSM, Faculty of Science and Mathematics. Okay. So when you want to learn more about the database and everything, you must have the fundamental knowledge of the mathematics. If you don't have a very strong grasp of the mathematic knowledge, it is very hard to pursue in the database domain. If you are from the mathematics knowledge background and you learn the technology, it is very easy to pursue in the database or data science. Okay, they call as a data science. Okay, where this data science involves most of the database operation. Okay, this is where the AI is came in. Okay, for the FSM students, particularly majoring in the mathematics, you will learn more about the other programming language like R. R is a very famous language for the data analytics. We have R, we have a Ruby. When I'm industry previously, we learn about the Ruby. They call us Ruby on Rails, Ruby, and we have R, we have a Perl, and so on. These are the very famous languages inside the database or data science domain. Okay, so it is basically in your interest where you want to pursue. It is not I'm telling because we are learning the database. There's a lot of many domains outside the world for the technology person to pursue. Okay, you can go anywhere inside the world. Please remember, we are in the connecting branch. Whoever learn technology have advantage on the connecting branch. You can go anywhere inside the domain. You can go for the mathematics, you can go for the data science. When you go to the space industry, you can go for the space data science or space technology. Or you go for the educational background, you can go for the educational technology. Okay, so these are the connecting branches. So whatever inside the any domain, data is the fundamental things for every domain. Okay, from AI, from the data science, for everything. Okay, so the fundamental concept of mathematics must have. That's why you came in to apply the AC10, especially software engineering. They will look into the mathematics score first. Okay, when you are graduated, when you are going to graduate also, if you don't have the enough credit score for your SPM or for the STPM or the mathematics score, you have to learn the mathematics. That's why AC10 also they have the mathematics class and so on, so that you learn the fundamental. Whatever you learn in the algebra, you will learn in the calculus class. Everything you will be apply inside the data science domain. But the thing is, you need a further knowledge. When you move on to the other stage of the life, then you'll know why I learn this mathematics, why I learn this calculus. Okay, this will be useful in the further domain. Okay, so whatever you learn in the computer science or software engineering or so on, the mathematics is the fundamental for everything, because everything is the mathematical equation. Okay, so that's a few things about the data science. So we move on to the slide. Okay, Uh, okay, so this are all learn in your computer architecture and organization class. Okay, so you will learn in the COE class, right? So what is the bit, how to calculate the bit, what is the register, how the register is so on, how the RAM store the data, how the bitwise comparison work model works and everything. Okay, so that's the plus minus of this. So I don't want to touch that one. Let's move on to the important key of the slide. Okay. Wait, what's the okay? Okay. So you must understand a few types of key terms. For example, what is data type? Okay. As I mentioned, data type. No notes for this. Okay. So you can see here. Okay. So what is data type is identify the definition and format of the data stored in each column. Okay. So when I see here, right? Okay. We share. Okay. So we have a lot of data types. For example, you have varchar, we have integer. So basically what is the data type is the format of the data. Okay, it can be integer, can be a character, can be a varchar. Varchar is a variable character. Variable character means you can store anything. You can store either you can store in integer, you can store in the string. String means text lah, text. You can store a letter or alphabet or mix of the text plus integer. For example, K001. Okay, you cannot store K001 inside the integer because K is not a integer; it is a letter. So what you do is you store in the varchar. Varchar you can store anything mixed related to. It can be a integer, can be a character, it can be a letter, it can be a text, or can be alphabet. Okay, you can store anything inside the varchar. So what they call is this is called as a data type. Data type means what types of data is stored. Okay, next. Next, we have a foreign key. Before we see a foreign key, we see first what is primary key. Where is the primary key? Hmm, okay, a primary key is a unique identifier for each row of data. Okay, it means that the primary key uh, is a column that all the table will refer to. For example, I give you example here. Okay, if you see here, right, the name is the primary key. Primary key means this primary key cannot be a same thing for the each row. For example, this primary key must be a unique from all the row. For example, your IC number is a primary key. Why is a primary key? Because your IC number cannot be same as the other person IC number, even though they are born in the same month, same year, same date, even also same time also, their IC number is different from your IC number, because this is the unique identifier. Okay, why we need this primary key is, when you delete the data, it must know which data is belongs to. That's why we need a primary key. Okay, the name also primary key means the primary key must be a unique row, unique column from another data to data. Okay, that's called as a primary key. Next, we move on to the foreign key. Foreign key is a data which connect to the other database. For example, you see a name here, right, in a author table, but there's also name in the publisher table. So how this table and this publisher is connected is through the foreign key. So the foreign key is the same row, same column that is connected from the same column name. For example, here is a name column name and the name column. You must understand the data from this column name must be same as this column name. If there's a delete in this column data, there's also a deletion in the publisher name data, so that they have the same amount of data to be recorded. Okay, this is called as a foreign key. When it looks inside the one table, it is as a primary key. So a primary key can be a foreign key to the another table. Okay, so next we will see what is nulls. Nulls is indicates if a column must contain a value, a mandatory. If you never indicates a column with the nulls, then the column can contain a cannot contain what? If you indicate nulls in a column, that column must contain a value. It means if, let's say, you have a form, you have a name, age, and address. If, let's say, you declare the age name as a nulls. If, let's say, someone never fill up the age column, then the database cannot be the data cannot be inserted inside the database, because you already indicated the age name as a nulls. So whatever data type or data column you indicated as a nulls, that particular column must be fill up, mandatorily fill up. Okay, that's called as a nulls. Okay, next, unique. Unique is indicates if the value contained in a column is a unique within the table. For example, as the same as the primary key. Okay, let's say you indicate that the address is unique. So someone who stayed in the same house cannot declare the same address. So before you declare a unique inside the table or column, you must understand that the value should be unique throughout the database record. For example, your IC number is a unique. Okay, so that any particular person who are using after that the IC number cannot use the same IC number. So by then we can prevent the anomalies. Okay, so you must understand every organization they have a primary key. For example, in UPSI, what is the primary key of the UPSI? What is the primary
Metric
key?
number.
Yes, metric number is the primary key of the UPSI students. For the staff, they have a metric card of the staff number is their primary key. Okay, so every organization there will be a primary key so that they can record all your databases uniquely. Okay, so if you want to delete your update, want to remove the data, they can refer to your metric card. That's why after you graduated a few years, they will delete your SISWA mail or delete your metric number or transfer your metric number to your alumni record. So this is how the database. Okay, so data type we seen just now. The data type is what type of data is involved. Okay, so these are the few terminologies you must understand throughout the. So please understand what is the data type. Data type is the type of the data stored. For example, it can be a varchar, character, letter, alphabet, and so on. What is the foreign key? Foreign key is the same key or column it is used from one table to another table. For example, in one table, the name is the primary key. That particular column can be used in another table with the same type, that is called as a foreign key. Null is the column cannot be a zero value. Primary key is the unique column of the table. What is table in? Okay, this one we'll see after this. What is unique means that record must be unique, cannot be same as the another record. For example, you can take as a what are search for. Okay, for example, the seller list. Okay, the seller list recorded in the e-commerce website. So one seller, okay, not seller list, the username. Okay, for example, you want to preserve a unique username, for example 001. So that username cannot be used for the another user 001. So this is how the repeats. Actually, the primary key cannot be unique, but the record, for example, the primary key is a certain row, but unique is throughout the records. Okay, throughout the rows must be a unique. Okay, so primary key is a unique unique data type. Okay, what is the table instant chart is? Where is the table instant chart? The database design phase of the development process translates the information model into the entity relationship type to a table instant chart. So the table instant chart is the entity relationship model. Okay. So when you see here, right? Okay. So when you see here, so this is the entity relationship model. So before you write the entity relationship model, before this relationship exists, you must have the charts, diagrams. So this called as a table instant charts. Okay. So move on to the lecture note. Okay. So these are the key terms you need to understand in today's lecture. Okay, let's move on to the history of computer system. Okay, we have a mainframe. That mainframe is the server lah. Okay, this is the server where all the database is stored on those days, which will be used by the several computers using the terminals. Okay, so what you must understand is, you must to know is this one. This all equivalent. Okay. Okay. This is the grid computing. Grid computing means all the data is stored in the database and all the web users retrieve from the database. It means that each organization or company, they have the specific server to maintain this. For example, they have a news, they have a sport, entertainment, and so on. They will store in the database, and it is retrieved from the retrieved to the web users. But why this called as a grid computing is because okay, why it is called as a grid computing, because it is in a straight line. Straight line means you cannot have the interactivity with the other web users. Until now, they use the grid computing for the PNC purposes, so that others cannot access. Okay, but what we move on is the cloud computing. This term is very important because you must understand what is actually a cloud computing. Cloud computing is, the name as also cloud means it is all under saved as one infrastructure. Why cloud computing is very famous terminology in the technology world? Because This cloud computing is have the providers. For example, can be a Microsoft, can be a AWS, Amazon, can be a Microsoft and everything. What they provide is they provide the infrastructure and platform and application. For example, you're using a Word inside your laptop and save inside the database inside your computer. This is called as a grid computing. But when you store in the Google Drive, the Google Drive is not managed by you, it is managed by the Google. They give application as a Google Drive to store your all your documents, your Words, Excel, and so on, your databases, but managed by their for your convenience. That's where the cloud computing is. This cloud computing is why famous is because you have the accessibility to access anywhere inside the world. For example, if you store your Word or Excel sheet inside your computer, without the computer, you cannot access anywhere around the world. But when you have a cloud computing, you store inside the Google. When you have wherever in the world have the internet accessibility, you can open your Excel, you can open your Word and everything, because this infrastructure is not managed by you but the third person who offer the cloud computing. That's why they have a cloud computing. If you see a cloud, you can see everywhere in the world. Okay, everywhere the world have a cloud. That's why they use the term cloud. Means you can have the accessibility to access the data from the cloud where you can access around the world. Okay, that's why they have. So someone you ask about what is cloud computing, you are able to explain what is the cloud computing. Cloud computing is also a very famous job scope outside, because everybody are using a cloud computing. So the cloud computing job scope is mainly on how to maintain the cloud service lah. Okay, how to provide a unique application to the users. Okay, so these are the few terminologies you learn throughout this class. So I opened a forum in today's class, so I give around 15 minutes. So we will see back in 10 o'clock. Please complete the forum. I open the forum to you to answer. Please use your own words. Don't use a chat GPT or AI tools to answer. Whatever you understand, you write inside the forum. We will go through once at 10 o'clock. Okay. So whoever cannot access the forum, please let me know. Okay. So everyone can open the forum, can access the forum.
Can, sir.
Okay. So please answer the question in your own words. Okay. See you at 10.
Walaupun mungkin ianya kecil, tapi sebenarnya sangat bermakna untuk ramai insan hebat hari ini.
Words, it echoes in my mind. Tertinggal jejak yang tak terganti. I close my eyes hoping you're near, tapi semua hanya bayang semu. If I could turn back time, ku hapus semua luka. But now I'm here alone, regret is all I own. I'm sorry, I was blind, tak melihat cintamu selama ini. I'm broken, losing you. Ku hancurkan tadimu. I'm sorry, ku mohon kembali. I'm sorry, cintamu tak terganti. I'm sorry, ku mohon kembali. I'm sorry, cintamu tak terganti. Every night I pray for one more chance, kan ku buktikan cintaku takkan pudar. Hold me close just one last time, ku pastikan kau takkan terluka lagi. I'm sorry, I was blind, tak melihat cintamu selama ini. I'm broken, losing you. Ku hancurkan tadimu. I'm sorry, ku mohon kembali. I'm sorry, cintamu drifting home, understand. Langit senja terang sendu, angin berbisik lirih padaku. Rindu di dada kian membiru, ibu di mana kamu? Dulu kau ada di sisiku, menuntun langkah yang ragu. Kini hanya bayang semu, dalam doaku sebut namamu. You're the light in my darkest days. Dengan cinta tanpa syarat you guide my ways. Takkan pernah ku lupa semua yang kau beri. This one's for you, ibuku, dedikasikan hati. Ibu, tanpa lelah kau terus mencinta. Setiap langkahku selalu penuh doa. You're my everything, you're the one I adore. Ibu, cintamu selamanya forevermore.
Berapa lagi tinggal? 18. Cepat. Siapa lagi belum hantar lagi? I close the forum by end of this class. Wait, let me share my screen. Okay. Chapter. Okay. Okay. So the question again. In your own words, can you outline and describe the 3 major steps in the database development process from the lecture notes? So the answer will be, what's the answer will be? The answer will be analyze, design, build. Okay, so we see one by one. Where's my guru? Okay, here, share this tab. Okay. The 3 major steps in the database development process is analyze, where's the data collected, design the database, and build the database itself using SQL. Okay. 3 major. Analyze means you need to collect and analyze data by searching the data needed. Okay. Database design. Okay. Database build. Okay. Analyze, design, build. Okay. 3 major steps: data development process, analyze, design, build. Understand what kind of data to be stored, database, how do you use. Next, design, structure data. Okay. 3 major steps in database development process. This one. Britney. Oh,
Yes, sir.
ini apa data modeling?
Uh,
Design mana, analyze mana? Ni build.
sorry, sir.
Okay, next. Analyze, design, build. Okay. 3 major steps. Data analyze, design, build. Okay. 3 major data model. Oh, ni. Kenapa ulang? Okay, break ni ulang. Okay. Analyze, design, build. Okay. Analyze, design, build. For analyze, we need to collect information, research data. Okay. Amirul Shauki. Oh, Amirul.
Yes.
Apa ni, Amirul? Data modeling mana ni?
Oh,
Cerut mana ni?
typo.
Typo? Mana boleh? Should be what?
Analyze, design.
Analyze. Okay. Aina Rusida.
Yes, sir.
Ni apa ni? Tak ada analyze, tak ada design, tak ada build. Macam mana ni? Okay. Analyze, design, build. Okay. Design development process. Prisha, what you write?
Yes, sir.
Where is analyze, where is design, where is the build? Kenapa data modeling suddenly? Okay, design have, build have. This one should be a analyze. Okay. Analyze.
Okay, sir.
Analyze, design, build. Okay. This Z is for the American English lah. We use British English. We use S, analyze. Okay. Analysis and build. Okay. Muhammad Shazmi.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ada analyze. Okay. Data modeling. Okay. Ni satu lagi, Irfan.
Yes, sir.
Kenapa data modeling?
Uh,
Should be what?
silap. Analyze.
Okay. Okay, trimester. Okay. 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 So far okay. Yang lain tu I will close lah before the class. Try to. Okay. So we are in our last. Okay. We are now for the class. Okay. Before we end, I will go one by one. You let me know what you learn in today's class in one word. Okay. So I will go one by one. Afiq Sulwadsli. Afiq.
Yes, Doctor.
Ah.
What I learned is about data type and
Again.
Data type.
Okay, what is data type?
Data type is what we call identify, not identify.
Okay.
Identification. Data type is identify of the data to
Actually, what is the type of data? So give me example.
For example, like email name.
No. Data type means varchar, char, text. Okay.
Oh,
Type of data. Please remember that one. Okay. Next, Aina Rusita.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me one.
Mm,
Hmm.
Purpose of database.
Purpose of database. What is database?
Database is all kinds of information.
All kind of information. All kind of information can consider data or database.
Data. It is stored in database.
It is stored in database. So what is database?
Mm,
What is pangkalan data? But in Malay also can. Apa tu pangkalan data? Tempat menyimpan data dalam secara berstruktur. Okay. So data is stored in a structured manner. Okay, next. Alia Maisara. Oh, Alia. Tidur kan ni? Alia. Alia Maisara. Hilang. Tu left. Ashahira.
Hi, sir.
Tell me one.
So basically, I learned so much from the database development
Tell
process.
me one term. Tell me one term you learned today's class.
I'm guessing what is data?
Okay, what is data?
Data is like a raw or unprocessed material.
Okay, raw, unprocessed, can be a material, can be a word, anything. Okay, correct. Next, Beckham.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Um,
Tell me one term. Faster.
One term primary key that
Primary
used in
What
any
is
table.
primary key?
Kunci primer boleh digunakan di mana-mana sahaja table yang ada dalam data.
Okay. How you want to know that is a primary key?
Kerana ianya unik.
Okay. Tak boleh apa?
Tak boleh sama dengan yang lain.
Okay, good. Next, Britney.
Yes, sir. One thing that I learned today is Unix dia macam same as primary key. Di mana dia indicates value dalam primary key.
Okay. So the value cannot be repeated. Okay, next, Aziratul.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Okay, today I learned about difference between data and information.
Okay, what is different between data and information?
Data ni satu yang raw or unprocessed, yang tak ada macam meaning, tapi information ni dia ada meaning.
Okay. Next, Irfan.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
So, yang saya belajar hari ini database development process.
What is database?
Database tempat simpan data secara berstruktur.
Okay, copy my statement. Okay, next, Kamal Amir.
Apa yang saya belajar hari ini, database ni dia provide facility such as retrieving, adding, modifying dan juga deleting apabila diperlukan.
Okay, good. Next, Khairi Ishraf.
Yes, sir. Foreign key.
Foreign key. What is foreign key?
So kalau macam foreign key ni dia linkkan antara dua data dalam dua table.
One table,
dia,
yes.
So dalam first table tu dia punya primary key, dia akan linkkan dengan foreign key.
Okay, good. Next, Khairul Ikhwan.
Yang saya belajar adalah type of data, char, varchar dengan integer.
Okay, what is varchar?
Varchar tu sebenarnya macam
Varchar is a data type. So, then what? Dalam varchar tu kita boleh tulis apa? Only integer? Only text?
No, just string.
Only string. Can be anything, can be integer, can be letter, can be string. A string is the text lah.
Text.
For the minor students, string we call string for the in programming language we call string for the text, alphabets and everything. Okay. Next, Muhammad Afiq.
Hari ni saya belajar tentang information dengan data.
Information and data. What is the difference between information and data?
Information macam dia bagi sesuatu perkara untuk mendapatkan data.
Okay. Okay. Muhammad Ilyas.
Saya belajar pasal unit.
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 Unit. Okay, what is unit?
Dia tak sama lah. Dia setiap data semua tu berbeza-beza.
Okay. How to spell unit?
UNIQUE.
Okay, good. Muhammad Ishraf.
Saya belajar tentang data type.
Data type. What is data type?
So data type ada varchar dengan integer. So varchar ni dia mix nombor dengan huruf boleh masuk. Kalau integer nombor sahaja.
So what is actually data type?
So data type ni dia macam variable.
Variable. Data type ni type of data. Okay. Type of data can be varchar, char, text. Okay. Next, Muhammad Luqman. Apa dia? AGI. Oh, ni luar daripada lecture notes. Dalam Okay, tell me what is cloud computing? Okay, good. Next, Munira.
Yes, sir. Today I learned about foreign key.
Foreign key. What is foreign key?
The one that connected from the same column to another column.
Okay, good. Next, Nodamia. Nodamia. Tak ada. Nodamia. Mana?
Ya,
Ah,
hari ni saya belajar pasal database,
what is database? What is pangkalan data?
tempat menyimpan maklumat.
Aha. Tu je.
Ha.
Mana boleh tempat menyimpan maklumat secara sistematik, secara berstruktur. Okay, must be in structured manner, then also they call as a database. Okay, if not a structured manner, then it's called a not is database. Okay, next, no Razlin. No Razlin. No Razlin. Nur Sarah Zulaika.
Yes, sir. Hari ini saya belajar tentang database development process.
Okay, how many
Which
database?
is include 3 major steps. First is we need to analyze the entities, attributes.
What we need to analyze?
Analyze the data.
No, analyze the business requirement. The
And the
requirement.
business requirement.
Then next.
And next, we need to design.
Okay.
And
Last.
then lastly, we build the database.
Okay, good. Next. Nurul Aisha.
Yes, sir. Foreign key.
What is key?
Untuk link data dari satu table ke table yang lagi satu.
Okay. Nurulain.
Saya belajar pasal cloud computing.
What is cloud computing?
Cloud computing ni yang saya tahu dia boleh access software and hardware from a cloud provider. And
Okay. Hardware tu no hardware, only software.
Oh, software. Okay. And then server ni boleh remote and deliver from web technology.
Yes, correct. Example of cloud computing? Google Cloud, AWS, Microsoft, Google Drive. Okay. Prisha?
So today I learned about data development process.
Data development process. So how many process?
There is 3 process, which is analyze, design, and build.
Okay. Next, Putri Aina.
Yes, sir. Today I learned about data and information.
Okay, what is the difference between data and information?
Data is a raw, unprocessed material inside database. Kalau information retrieve from database.
Okay, must have useful. Okay, next, Rufina.
Yes, sir. Today I learned about the difference between data and information, which is data is raw material lah, yang meaningless, while
Tell me one example.
Example.
Contohnya data. How it is going to useful information? From data to information?
Repeats.
Okay, for example, my name, how is going to be a useful information?
Kita input the name.
Okay.
And then it will be meaningful information.
For?
And then after we input the information.
For example, in school system, you put my name in the school system, then it will be information for a staff.
For the staff.
System.
Yes.
Okay. Next, Siti Nur Mahira.
Hello sir. Hari ini saya belajar tentang beza antara data dan information.
Okay. Give me one example.
Contohnya nama. Data ialah nama.
Saya tanah nama lagi. Address. Alamat.
Alamat. Location lah sir.
Location.
Location untuk driver. Maxim contohnya. Jadi diorang gunakan info.
So the data will be what? Location.
Data is nama tempat.
Can be tempat atau latitude and longitude, the coordinates of the place. Okay.
Yeah.
Next, Shauki Amran.
Yes, sir. Today I learned about SQL.
SQL. What is the full form of SQL?
Structured Query Language.
Okay, good. Tengku Mazida.
Yes, sir. Today I learn about what is data, information and database. Kalau data tu merupakan fakta mentah, unprocessed material. Kalau information tu data yang telah diproses. Kalau database pula merupakan data yang tersusun yang boleh kita simpan, kita boleh update, kita boleh delete.
Okay,
kita punya data.
Nice. Maisara tak ada? Okay, that's all of today's class. Saya mengucapkan selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri, Mauzahir Batin, advance Hari Raya to all the pelajar Islam and happy holidays to everybody. Take care. Asalkan lambat tapi selamatlah. Selamat kembali ke kampung. Thank you. See you next week. Okay, bye.
Thank you, sir.
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 Thank you, sir.